Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so that means it's time for Stampin' with Denise. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. I missed you last week. I was just not up to it. I had a lot of congestion. I'm still congested. I'm on some antibiotics, hoping that I sound okay to you, and I'll try not to cough in your ear if I have to cough. So, anyway, to business. If you like my video tonight, please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and you might win the card I work on tonight. If you can't share, I understand. At least give me a heart. Facebook likes the hearts better than they like the thumbs up, so give me some hearts. If you're on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and once you do that, hit the little blue bell so you get notified of whenever I upload a new video. And that's usually on Monday evenings. So, last time we were together, which was 2 weeks ago, I made this beautiful card. Just says hello, could be any number of occasions. It uses this great new, where are we at? Designer Series paper from the online exclusives. If you're not familiar, Stampin' Up! Is starting now to release some product that you can only find online. So if you want to look, you go to my website. You'll see the website name when I change the camera to the down view. You go there, look for online, go to the shop, look for online exclusives, and you can see all sorts of new products that you're not going to see in a catalog. And this is all kind of new to us, so we don't know. Sometimes things will be replenished when they sell out, sometimes they won't. So I encourage you to check it out periodically in case there's something there that you really want, and I would encourage you to make that purchase sooner rather than later. So I think what I was doing was saying that Lori Meadows is going to get this card for sharing my video and commenting. Everyone who comments and shares, I put their name in a little bowl and I draw one out randomly, and Lori was this time. So welcome, thank you, I appreciate it. Let's get busy on tonight's card. So, this is the card we're going to be doing tonight. You may have seen this was a card we made in my class earlier this month. And I had a couple messages from people asking me how I made this gold strip and how I made the butterfly gold. So I thought I'd go ahead and do this card tonight and share with you. But the gold is using the Gilded leafing. It's been around with Stampin' Up! Here for a couple years. I don't know if it's going to come back in the next annual catalog. We will know that on Wednesday the 29th. On Wednesday the 29th, Stampin' Up! Will release to demonstrators what products are going to be retiring. Once they do that, things start to sell out very quickly. So if you think this might be, this or something else I show you tonight is something you might like, I would encourage you to act quickly, because if things are retiring and they sell out, that's it, they're gone. So this is the Gilded leafing, and like I said, I think it's been around for about 2 years. And I haven't used it much, so I thought I would. So let's get started, and we will put this card together, and I will show you how super simple it really is. So my base is the usual 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half, okay? Grab my bone folder here. Okay. That's that. We'll set that off to the side. Actually, I'll just put that right under there. Okay, then we are going to take our front mat. This is our basic white. It's 4 by 5.25. And I'm using a piece of this Designer Series paper. It's from the Country Gingham set. Designer Series paper. This is in the mini catalog. And the colors are Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, and Sweet Sorbet. And it's all sorts of different checks and ginghams. Really great. And this is a good card to use with a 6x6 paper, because with this piece of Designer Series paper, it's 2 inches by 4 inches, and you can get 4 out of them out of a 6x6 piece of paper. So it's a really economical way to use it. And then you have these 2 by 2 inch squares. And being crafters, we know we can find something to use those for. So I am going to put this down on my mat, my basic white mat. Oops. Okay, well, that's okay. We can do this. I shouldn't have done that. I should have put my gold on it first, but I think we're going to be just fine. And you know what I'm going to do? I've got a little bit of edge here. I'm going to get my trimmer and trim that off. I wasn't very careful when I did that, so let me... I'm going to go just a skosh more. There we go. Perfect. Get that out of the way. Now I won't even see that little piece of white hiding. Okay, so we're going to do the gold on here. And like I said, I probably should have done it before I adhered the it to the card base, but this is going to work. So this is our double-sided tape. All we're going to do is we're going to lay this down right here, okay? It sticks well. I'm going to cut off the end. Let's see. It's hanging over just a little bit. I don't want it to do that necessarily. So let me trim that off. There we go. Get rid of that. So then I'm going to peel this up. Cut my nails off and now I'm having issues, so there we go. So when working with this gilded leafing, you can see it's very fluffy, sometimes a bit difficult to corral, if you know what I mean. So what I found is better is to put it in a container to use it, okay? So I just have this plastic box with a lid. And this doesn't really take very much. And I just put it right down in the gold, just like that. And look at that mess. But you know what? And then I have a sponge. And you just take that sponge and wipe that right off of there. Now, like I said, I would have normally I should have done this before I attached it to the base, but this is working okay. Just means I have to clean up a little bit more off of the basic white cardstock. Okay. What do I have right there? You can use Tombow glue. You could use Seal. You could use Seal Plus. I've used glue dots. Anything that's adhesive, it'll stick to. And look at that. Isn't that great? Okay. We'll come back to this in a minute. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. Okay. And I think, well, you know what? While we're working with the gold, let's go ahead and do the butterfly too. Okay. And I'm going to show you how we're doing the butterfly. This is just a scrap of basic white. And I'm going to use our adhesive sheets. This is double-sided adhesive sheets that you can cut and put on any surface, okay? So what I'm going to do, you know, see this piece is going to fit right there. And I want it on both sides of the piece that is going to be the butterfly. And you'll see why here in a minute, okay? So One side is going to be to hold the gold. The other side will be to adhere it to the card. Because to put adhesive on the back of something that delicate is tough, okay? So you peel the one side away, one side of the paper off. I probably should have done this and not cut it off, but that's why I can't. Hold on. I hate when I do this. Sorry, guys. Let me try a different corner here. This is why there's the sheets are, you know, there's lines in them, but I wasn't thinking, and I cut the line right down the line where I would have bent to peel the backing off. Usually it's not like this. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I think we got it now. There we go. So you're going to peel this off. And there's where your sticky is, okay? So I'm going to stick this on this side of this piece of paper. And it doesn't make any difference if it's not even. The butterfly will still fit on it. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put another piece on the back side. Again, the same thing. Note to self, don't do that again, huh? There we go. There's the backing. There's my sticky. You can kind of see it's reflective. Put that right on there. I'm going to cover up that sticky side on there. There we go. And then I'll just cut my butterfly out of that. Okay. Put that away. Okay, excuse me. So for the butterfly, I use the Brilliant Wings dies. Again, these might be retiring. We'll know in a few days. If you think you like them, you better get them now. And there's a coordinating stamp set. So let me get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I have adhesive on both sides, so it really doesn't make any difference. I'm going to put that right on there. Since they're not even, I want to make sure. Yep, we have plenty of room there. And this double-sided adhesive sheets, they are perfect for when you are trying to adhere fine die cuts, okay? Okay, so there we are. Get this out of the way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run it through one more time a different way. Sometimes when you have a really fine die, if you move the die to a different place on your cutting pad and run it through again, because it hits the rollers in a different way, you get a better die cut. So I think it just takes a second. Okay. Put that over here. And you'll see I can pop this right out of here. And one side wants to, there we go. Perfect. Let me put this back on the magnet sheet so I don't lose it. Okay. And because it is thick, it might be a little hard to take off, but there we go. Okay. Some of this tore, but it's not a big deal. Now I'm going to pull off one side of this backing. Okay. Sometimes those center pieces come out. See, sometimes they don't. It doesn't really make any difference because you know what? You'll have to pull it out later. So, do the same thing again. Get our gold, my box with my gold leafing in there. You can poke, whoops, I was going to say you could poke them out before or after. It really doesn't make much difference. Put it in there. And I'm going to start by using my fingers to get some of this. And then I'll use the sponge, and you just keep working it until you get it off the way you. So you can see there. Can you see my? Now the ones that still have those center pieces in, it looks like there's still, you know, there's too much gold on there, but that'll come off when you poke those out, okay? So rather than make you sit there and watch me do that, put this over here out of the way. I have one that's already done, okay? So you can see I've taken it's already gold, all the in-between pieces are out of there. So all I have to do is peel the backing off and put it on my card. Okay, I'm not going to do it quite yet, as I want to put my other pieces on first, but it's ready to go. Okay, now we're going to stamp a little bit here. I pulled out Painted Poppies. Again, another stamp set that's been around for a couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to retire. We're going to use this one. It's got a great set of dies that go with it too. So I'm going to use my Memento black on this. Put this right on here. Okay, and I'll show you what dies I use to cut that out. I didn't want to make you have to sit and watch me die cut that one. You've seen me die cut, so that was no big deal. Okay. And they're kind of giving us a hint. We're going to have a color refresh too. So if there's any colors you want, you need to stock up on those too. This is the die I use to cut this piece of basic white out. It's the Something Fancy dies. It's out of the mini catalog. It also has a coordinating stamp set. Okay. So we are going to use our, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to stamp first. You see this little, I don't know if you can see it, the old olive, the little speckles there. We are going to stamp that on with the old olive ink. But the key with this is to stamp off. And if you don't know what that means that you ink up your stamp. You stamp once on a piece of scrap paper, which I have over here to the side, and then you stamp over here. And that gives you a lighter tone. Okay, and it's a great way to get additional colors out of an ink pad. Okay. So, so we will start out, I'm going to color this in. I'm going to use the light old olive, use the brush end, that's the pointy end. See if I can get it focused there. See that thin? That's great. Excuse me. You do not need to put any pressure on it, okay? Because if you put too much pressure on that brush end, you will ruin your marker, okay? So just take your time. Color in your stems. Then I'm going to use the larger side, the more firm side, to color in the leaf here. Perfect. And now I'm going to use my light sweet sorbet to color in my poppies. I could have used real red, but since I was using the sweet sorbet designer series paper and in cardstock for the card base, I decided to just keep it all the same. There we go. There is that. Beautiful. I had a piece of, oh, here it is. Okay. I have a piece of white baker's twine. That's in the annual catalog. We're going to wrap this around here a couple of times. Nothing fancy. Just gives it a little bit of interest. I got a really long piece here. Just tie a little bow. I just love baker's twine. You know, you can color it with your markers. Yep. There we go. Let me see how it looks there. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit to get it the way you want it. And you know, I'm going to redo that. I'm not terribly happy with that one. Because one of you is going to get this card, and I want to make sure it looks nice. Okay, so 1, 2. There we go. Something I have found with the baker's twine, if while you're tying your knot, you twist it, you know, you kind of roll it, then your bows twist up. Your loops on your bow twist up. So if you find that happens, you know, retie it and try not to twist it. Because I tended to roll it through the bow and then it dawned on me that that's what was going on. So perfect. There we go. Okay. That's ready. Let me put some dimensionals on the back. Pop that up, give that a little bit of interest. Right there. Okay, but before I attach it, I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday comes out a Peaceful Moments stamp set. It's one that was sold in conjunction with the painted poppies. So it's very likely going away. Again, we won't know till Wednesday. But I love these sentiments, and this is probably one I'll keep in my stash for my personal use. But we're going to use the Happy Birthday in Sweet Sorbet. And I like the size of this Happy Birthday. I like the font. Just makes me... I find I've gotten quite a lot of use out of it. It was well worth my money, and I'll be keeping that stamp set for sure. I tend to sell off my things after they retire, but certain things I keep. Okay. There we go. You know, before I put that on there, I think I'm going to put my white piece on my card base. I know I'm jumping all over a little bit, but sorry. There we go. There we go. Doesn't that look great already? The edge is sticking up right there. I'm going to get a glue dot and put it under there. Sometimes my corner, you know, if you find a corner that wants to kind of pop up, get a glue dot, put it on your snips, put it right under there. Perfect. And I got that little bit of gold right there, that gold leafing. There we go. This isn't quite as bad as glitter, but sometimes I still find it on stuff. Okay, I'm going to put that right on there. Beautiful. going to take the butterfly that I used the gold leafing on. See, look at that. It peels off beautifully. It's going to stick right on here. Let's put it right about there. Makes it a cinch. That would be so hard. You'd have to use your fine glue tip to put it on there. And you don't have to if you use the double-sided adhesive sheets. And last but not least, brushed brass butterflies for an extra little butterfly on your card. Whoops. Let me use this here. There we go. Put that right up there. I just thought it was such a perfect accent. So there we go. We've used the gilded leafing on 2 different aspects of this card. We used couple products, stamp sets and die that may be going away soon. I hope you like this card. If you do something like this, I'd love to see it posted in the comments. Don't forget to share my video and comment shared so I can hopefully send you this card. Everybody, thanks for bearing with me, and I will see you next Monday night on Stampin' with Denise. Bye now.